authentic conversations about ourselves and our community, exploring topics that uplift and inspire us. From personal growth to social change. So grab your teacup and get ready to join the conversation.
Pouring baby oil on himself and stuff when Diddy's conviction came down or whatever have you. So yeah, that was a mess.
People do not mind yelling. I mean, so I think there are a decent amount of Diddy supporters here. And if there was a sentence that wasn't great, P. Diddy, I'm not surprised if I'm going to hear some people yelling. Maybe I'm going to see some more baby oil and lube, shouting. I mean, there are police barricades and there are officers around in case things do get out of control. And again, when the verdicts came down, there were police officers here who had to control traffic. There were so many people, and it had a heightened sense of security here. So, I mean, I guess we'll wait and see what the sentence really is, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get some outbursts from people here in New York.
And just so you know, I pay those people very well to say those comments about me. But that's a side note. Justin, got a poll question we put in. Put it up. Do you believe Diddy's claimed transformation? 63% say no, it feels like damage control. 19% say yes, people can grow. 11% say hard to say. 7% say maybe. The reason I'm posing this question to you is because Diddy, in his letter to the judge, talked about how the MDC changed him, talked about the good that he can do on the outside, how this has been a transformative moment. We haven't heard from him in court yet, but look at this, what it seems to be, people are very skeptical about this idea of him being transformed. Your take on it?
So I can understand the skepticism. I've been to prison, and a lot of people make a lot of claims. I can understand it's in his lawyer's interest to talk about the transformation. I think they're doing a pretty good job. I'm a believer or buyer because we're beginning to compile some evidence from people inside of that prison who are willing to put their name to a letter that says, he is impacting me, he is helping me. There are people that go to prison who play the victim all day, they blame, they excuse, they watch television, they do nothing to try to contribute. So I find it very helpful. I find it positive that while he's been in this really difficult detention center, stripped from his family through his own bad choices, he's making the most of the experience. In my opinion, that's the biggest mitigation argument that he has. There's no doubt how much his children love and support and miss him. And I can understand a judge might say, if you were so concerned about your children, you might have given more thought to your conduct. I've been to enough sentencing hearings to know. So the children have done an excellent job. I think his lawyers are doing a very good job of doing what they're paid to do. To his mitigation, avoiding problems, which you shouldn't be rewarded for if you're compliant, but still a lot of people are not. The best thing he has going for him, even if it doesn't directly impact his sentence today because it could influence a case manager down the road, is the work that he has done while he is in custody to provide value to those who have not had the opportunities, the benefits that he has had throughout a lifetime. I think it's real, I think it is significant, and I think the judge may comment on it, but if not, you could expect a case manager down the road to be influenced if he continues to do it. It just doesn't stop at sentencing. He's continuing to build a record for the rest of his life, frankly. This isn't a legal strategy for him. It is a mitigation strategy for his children, for his family. But I think it's very genuine what he's done, and I think it's very encouraging. I would just encourage him to continue whatever the number is today.
So, provide a statement in court today. It may echo what his letter said. I was playing before his apology. You can tell me how Sean Combs appears, how he looks, but you got to tell me what the emotion was like in the courtroom in the past hour. We're reading about it. We're hearing what his children, his attorney, Nicole Westmoreland, that they were sobbing. but I don't know if it's really doing it justice for what the feeling's like in that courtroom. Can you break it down for us?
Yeah, absolutely, Jesse. Well, when Sean Combs first came into the courtroom today, you know, we were knowing what the tone would necessarily be. Would he come in? Would he appear confident? Well, when he did come in today, he was kind of in, he was in civilian clothes. Now, he wasn't in the MC jumpsuit or anything like that. He was wearing a tan sweater, white undershirt, dark pants, all of his tattoos covered up. He waved at his family and he did prayers, hands to him. And I noted even in my notes, because we're not allowed to have electronic devices when we're in the courtroom, just about how nervous, to me at least, he seemed while walking in. And I can only imagine how he feels being in that predicament. He is facing sentencing. It could go, I think a lot of people obviously are anticipating what that sentence will ultimately be, but you could tell like it felt like the weight of the world was on him. And then I think, Jesse, honestly, when, you know, we had an attorney speak before Nicole Westmoreland came on, that was Jason Driscoll, really kind of honing in on kind of some of the legal arguments. But I was very surprised, honestly, to see Nicole Westmoreland get so emotional during this sentencing, you know, and it really kind of began when she started talking about Revolt Television and all of Sean Combs' accomplishments. Something that the defense, I feel like, has been using this as a way to kind of appease to not only the judge, but possibly the public in terms of when it comes to just wanting people to not think about this case, not think about the trial, not think about these allegations, but more so really just talk about his accomplishment and what he's done for the community, and more specifically what he's done to the Black community. And so Nicole Westmoreland really getting emotional when she was talking about how he spent a lot of time helping his community, how he helped break the chain of systemic racism, how he opened 3 charter schools in poverty-stricken areas, how he employed thousands of people. He gave opportunity to inner-city individuals. His companies were very diverse. He inspired generations to follow. They were talking about vote or die. And then Nicole Westmoreland kind of made it a little more personal, where she was discussing how some of her interests were where she was super passionate about mass incarceration. She went to an event 8 years ago, and who was the speaker there? None other than who would end up being her client years later, and that was Sean Diddy Combs. And she said that he had said something along the lines of, listen, everyone, don't be afraid to dream. Just remember to wake up, put those actions behind your dreams. And she said that pretty much changed her life. She says, Mr. Combs isn't larger than life. He's just a man who made mistakes. And then I think the tears really started to fall when the children to speak at the podium today. And it wasn't even necessarily a situation where they were rushed over into the front of the courtroom and all had to turn. It was really just kind of a casual measure. They all got up to the podium. They all stood together, and it's 6 of them, minus the 7th child, that being, of course, Baby Love, who's only 2 years old. Didn't see her in the courtroom or anything like that, but I did see her mother, Dana Tran, inside there. But all the kids lined up at the podium. It's seated near the jury box, and Quincy Brown speaks first. And I think what's important to note is Quincy Brown, his biological father is actually Albie Shura, who had a relationship with Kim Porter. They were together, but Sean Combs adopted Quincy when he was very young. And then there was kind of some talk before, prior, just about the relationship between Quincy Brown and his biological father. But in terms of what he was speaking about today in sentencing, he said that he's our father. In front of us, we see a changed man week after week. We can see him evolve. Our father will never do anything to jeopardize his freedom. Now, Justin Combs spoke afterwards. Christian Combs spoke after that. But Jessie Combs is really where it started to kind of pick up in terms of the emotions again, where she immediately started crying. And I can only imagine how that feels to speak in front of not only the judge, but in front of your father, in front of a whole bunch of people in the media who want to hear what the kids have to say. Because even though we saw them inside the courtroom, Jesse, even though we've seen them in passing in the cafeteria and other things like that, this is the first time we're really kind of hearing them speak about how their lives have been impacted by Sean Combs's, the allegations that have been against him and the conduct, all of that stuff. But they said right up the front, they were like, we're not here to make excuses for him. We aren't here to excuse his mistakes. We need him in our lives. Jessie Combs talking about how she lost her mom, that her mom being Kim Porter when she was very young, and that Sean Combs promised to be there to keep them safe. Then Chance Combs spoke afterwards, and she said that we're just daughters who need our father. When we talk, he speaks with a clear mind now. He's more patient. He's thoughtful. He wants to be a better man. He wants to be a better father. He's parented our 2-year-old sister from jail, and I see glimpses of our father during that. She said our sister deserves, and that the sister being to tuck her in at night before she goes to bed, something that all kids want from their parents, right? Then Delilah Combs afterwards spoke after Chance. She said that we're scared of the thought of not having our mom and our dad in our life. And she says that these are the years that we'll never get back. She says, I know that missing the missing years hurt because we lost our mom and they've already lost so much. So really, that was kind of a time where you were really kind of seeing everyone get a little emotional in terms of people on the defendant's side, Sean Combs himself. I think it was a moment where we were kind of seeing him inside the courtroom at the defense table really kind of turn and look at his children. Kind of hard for him to keep a straight face with that. Like, he was so emotional, which I understand. He's a father, and he's a father to many children, and the kids have gone through a lot in their life. And so it was very emotional, Jesse. I can definitely say that. It was a lot of tears inside the gallery, especially on Sean Combs' side, but definitely from Sean Combs himself, too. He was very emotional while his kids were speaking.
There's a lot at stake today. It's not surprising you're seeing this. By the way, before I ask you something else, I just have to let you know the amount of love that you're getting online is quite palpable. Basti failed. Greetings, my queen. We love you in Germany. Christina Lester, super chat comment, who's been great today. Tell Elizabeth her skin is glowing as per usual. Nikki Hayes, how are you, Elizabeth? We heart and appreciate you. Anto Grego, beautiful Jesse and Queen Elizabeth. Love you guys. You make a great team. Malin Bourbon, oh, how I miss
from the government sentencing memo, and then kind of testy a little bit with the defense's side, because he pretty much said the tone of the defense's letter in response to Mia giving a victim impact statement was just inappropriate. And the tone of that letter was pretty harsh. It was kind of the same tone and impact that cross-examination was, where they set out in legal filing, they called her a liar, they said that she was having kind of a fake demeanor while she was on the witness stand. There's all of these things. So honestly, Jesse, it wasn't too much of a surprise that she did end up changing her mind, but I can understand why she might have been apprehensive about coming into court today, especially given the defense's response to her just wanting to give a victim impact statement, something that we see that's pretty routine in these sentencing hearings.
So, Elizabeth, I know you have to jump back into that courtroom. Excellent reporting. You're going to come back later on. We will see when the sentence is handed down. And also, Elizabeth's going to be on with me for a special sidebar later when we break down everything that happened in court today. Elizabeth Milner, thank you so much.
We're going to drop off right there, switch back on over to TMZ. They're back up with some Diddy stuff. Let's get on into TMZ. We're just, seeing who's talking to you about Diddy, right? So Diddy is up for sentencing today. Diddy is up for sentencing. And of course, everybody's talking about it. Thank you guys so much for Super Tea with Tanisha Talks Teas. We are also live covering the breaking Diddy coverage. Okay. I'm going to switch back over to TMZ. They're back up. Let's listen in. Remember, when you come into the room, sit down at the tea table and TMZ are paying bills. We like to thank all of the sippers for supporting. And remember, when you come in, you're going to want to sip this tea. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and click that.
To me, it would be, you've just proven you're a liar about all this remorse and self-reflection and all this other stuff, that you are just treating this like, yeah, I mean, let me out. Everything the prosecution wanted, so they clearly trimmed it down. It is interesting, what the defense is arguing right now is that the judge is wrong about the sentencing more than I think it was 7 years or something like that. And the judge is saying, and the judge was citing a case that showed that was an appropriate sentencing guideline. The defense is coming back saying, You can't look at that case. That case is different. That case
And
involved
I
a sex
knew that
offender.
they were going to compare Diddy's case to others. I just had an intuition about that for guidelines for sentencing, according to other people that have been sentenced in ex trafficking and soliciting of prostitutes. Something just sent it in my spirit, and I knew that that's what they were going to do.
Who had already been convicted once, and more importantly, that person made a lot of money. I think $1.4 million off of the Mann Act, the sex acts that he made money. Sean Combs actually lost money. So they're trying to distinguish that case so that the judge will look at a shorter range than what he's looking at right now. So that's what they're going back and forth on, whether that case applies if you actually don't make money. We will see, but it's feeling like this judge is not having the defense. We will see if the defense changes. Liam, why don't you kind of summarize? Because we went down for an hour because we had to do our morning meeting.
Yeah.
So why don't you summarize?
They were on a break for a bit of your meeting.
But basically, the prosecution did what when we had gone down?
Got you. So, hold on, let me pull it. Yeah. What's up? Sorry. Jamie, can you check in the last thing I just sent, by the way? Yeah, so they were just listing off a lot more examples.
Can I get IFB in my ear?
Copy, go ahead. Sorry.
Defense attorney
Yeah,
is saying, I want to focus on inspiration Mr. Combs has given throughout his
Do you want
life.
to cover this
So, I mean,
for a new?
they're basically
Sorry, we're talking about
going
Westmoreland's now on the stand.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm asking.
I know.
Go through the, once we went down, the essence of what they were saying.
Hello.
Yeah,
What's
so
the
obviously we
broadcast
talked
number
about
again?
the speaking events in Miami. We already talked about that.
Can you hold on just 1 second? My IFB isn't working, FYI. I can hear you. I can't hear Liam through my IFB. Okay.
Good. Yeah, so I mean, Shapiro was talking more about why Diddy should be getting the sentence of 135 months and was listing a lot of other cases, citing a lot of other cases.
Wait a minute, 140. That's the 11 years.
135 months, yes. 11 years and 3 months,
Right.
I believe. And was listing a lot of other cases as examples of, instance from this case, why he should be getting this type of sentence, stuff like that. Combs' book, the speaking engagements we already spoke about.
Oh, no, we didn't speak about
I thought
this.
we did. Did we
No,
not?
we didn't. Listen to this.
Oh, yeah. So when prosecutor Chrissy Slavic started speaking on behalf of the prosecution, I'll give you the exact quote, actually. She spoke about...
wow.
I know, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to find
Wait till you hear this.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear this.
Oh, my God, where is it?
Worth waiting for, I promise.
No, sorry, I can't find the quote. She said that Diddy has planned speaking events in Miami next week.
Next week?
Yeah. And spoke to how it was, I'll give you another quote
It's
right
just
here.
the hubris
we put it up on the site,
oh, I'm just going to get out.
That is the height of hubris, called it.
That is so disrespectful to a judge that is awaiting, you are awaiting to seek your convicted sentencing fate, saying, and can we please hurry this along and shorten this up, because I'm booked to be busy in Miami, France with my star celebrity ass, and I just like to get right back to it. This is some bullshit, clearly, la da da. So that was stupid to say.
She did say hubris.
Yeah, the quote is the height of hubris. His respect for the rule of law is just, the quote was lip service, is what she called it.
Well, it is interesting. I mean, the defense hasn't addressed that yet.
Has not addressed it yet. No.
I mean, I want to hear what that is, if it's true. But she's representing that Diddy made a speaking engagement next week.
Yeah.
Guys, I mean, first of all, how stupid to do that.
Yeah. And obviously we were looking into trying to figure out where
I mean,
would this be.
that's just stupid.
Yeah. we were trying to verify, where could this be? Obviously, no one's going to be
It
promoting.
doesn't matter. It almost doesn't matter where.
Sure.
The
Just
idea,
the fact,
the idea that knowing if he's got this engagement, that people are going to find out about it, that it could come up and before the judge saying, "Oh, Your Honor, I know you're not going to do anything to me. I'm so sure that I'm going to book a speaking engagement." It's like waving a red flag in front of a bull to do something like that.
Dang.
That's stupid. I mean, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
Pardon my language, but it's fucking stupid.
Yeah. And then Slavic just went on to cite a lot of what Diddy's claiming, calling BS on it, frankly. Downplays the abuse, calling it rare. It was not rare. Cassie's testimony was that he was violent with her at any time, citing a bunch of things. They took a break, and then defense started up. Driscoll was focusing more on...
You got to say who Driscoll is because people don't know.
Oh, Combs' lawyer, Diddy's lawyer.
Right.
Was talking about sentencing disparities.
Well, this is where they get into the case the judge was using for the range he was looking at, which is 5.5 years to 7.
Yeah.
It involved a case where the defendant made money.
Right.
$1.4 million.
Right.
And Diddy lost money. So they're saying you can't use that case because the facts are different.
Correct.
And so the judge hasn't said what he's going to do. Just keep letting us know what's going on.
Westmoreland's on the stand, another Diddy defense attorney. Going
Well, they're not
into,
on the stand. They're just talking.
Yes, sorry. Speaking. Going into the inspiration Diddy has given throughout his life. So that's what's happening right now.
Oh, God, I hope they don't bring up that tape on his, for him. How dumb, if that's true, to book a speaking engagement next week. How dumb is that?
Like, who's responsible for doing that? I mean, their argument can be someone in the organization did that without his knowledge.
They better say that. They better say that.
I mean, they better say that whether it's true or not.
I mean,
they whole chest.
How do you do that? You do understand what that means. It's like saying to the judge, Your Honor, you're sort of a paper tiger, that I know you're going to let me out, and I'm so confident you're going to let me out.
Ain't let your ass
I
out
booked this
yet.
gig where I'm going to speak to
jail.
people. And it's unbelievable.
Chad is saying that is extremely dumb.
Unbelievably stupid. I cannot believe that. Anyway, this is going to go faster than I thought. Prosecution's done.
Because I like to
It
get on with my
is
day.
in LA, just not even 9:30. I can't imagine the defense going more than another hour.
Thank God.
If that.
Just to respond after the defense is
Oh,
done.
they did ask to respond?
I didn't. We haven't seen if judge confirmed that that's allowed. But
Yeah,
they
I mean,
asked.
they could, but I don't know that there's going to be a whole lot to respond to.
And then don't forget, there's the 12-minute video that they want to show, too. Right?
Again,
Which that will stop down for a little bit.
Oh, they're going to show this video in court to the judge. Guys, did you see this video? It's horrendous.
Yeah, go to tmc.com.
Yeah, push them to the site.
Yeah, it is on the site. It's horrendous. I don't get it. I mean,
people are saying it's dumb. Like, they can't believe that he did that. Some are saying Diddy's a smart guy, so much ego, very arrogant to book a speaking engagement.
But you know what you got to remember too, that he really has, in a fairly remarkable way.
Oh, we're not going to watch the entire video. I don't want any copyright. Wait a minute. Hurry, what the? I hate my. It better not shut down. It better not shut down. I swear to God. Okay, We don't want any copyrights, right? So go to tmz.com. We watched a few minutes of it. We'll watch whatever they put up on the fair use side of using it on YouTube and see it. If you want to see the entire video, please go to tmz.com. Okay, but over here we are abiding by all copyright laws. We get some stuff from some free sites, of course, but I don't believe TMZ is free, and I don't want to test it until I know for sure. So,
in a fairly remarkable way, dodged so many bullets, metaphorically, where, if you remember the shootout outside of that club in New York when he was in the SUV with J.Lo, got arrested, got prosecuted, found not guilty. And there was an incident in Los Angeles when one of his kids was on either the UCLA or USC
football team.
UCLA football team, and he threw the kettlebell
at the coach.
Yep. And skated on that. And there were other things too. No, there were other things. So he's always, and honestly, in this case, I mean, he could have faced life in prison between RICO and sex trafficking and all the others. So in a way, he really won this case.
Those are small potatoes, Mr. Levin, compared to what Diddy has been alleged to have done. Beatings and, very serious, high-threatening times when him and Suge Knight were into things, him and Tupac were into things, la-da-dee-dee-do. The, supposed friendship that he was supposed to have with Biggie Smalls and how Biggie Smalls ended up in a grave, and Diddy went on to be a billionaire. Okay, lots of things and reasons why Diddy should have been investigated. I think the IRS should have been on Diddy a long time ago. The strange, suspicious deaths surrounding Kim Porter's producer of a movie she never got to star in. The producer ended up mysteriously unalived. And then her, I'll be sure, damn near unalived. Just so many things that are way worse than him throwing a kettlebell at a teacher that could have put Diddy away if potentially had been investigated.
When you need care, but time is tight, we're here for you. From aches and pains to coughs and fevers, our physicians can provide care.
So he's feeling like he's Teflon.
We asked the chat, do you really believe Diddy would ask?
Should get time for every time that we had to suffer for listening to Diddy and the things that Diddy was doing. I think he should get at least a minute for every person that suffered having to endure and listen to this entire case. I really do.
To do a speaking engagement next week, 72% said
yes.
Yeah, that's something he would do.
Yeah, because he's always skated. And psychologically, this one's going to be a really high mountain for him to climb because he is not used to this. He's just not used to it.
He has a God complex.
Yeah.
Westmoreland's still speaking, obviously. Says, in spirits, our community finally had a seat at the table, a voice, a real voice. Then there was revolt. And in parentheses here, it says sobs. Not like speaking about Diddy crying. This says, then there was revolt, sobs. As in Westmoreland sobbing?
I can't imagine the lawyer sobbing. Somebody's sobbing.
Someone in the crowd, maybe? Okay.
Or Diddy.
Or Diddy? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't specify who's sobbing. I guess we'll have to wait and find out what that's about.
Are there any cross references on that?
Not on this part. No, not that I've seen.
I mean, anybody?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. New York Times says, Nicole Westmoreland broke in tears while discussing the mogul's importance in their community. The lawyer
broke in tears?
Yeah, that's what New York Times is saying. Yeah. Right, fair. But New York Times has someone in there for sure. Yeah.
Jim, start talking so I don't say something I'm going to regret.
Who cried?
The lawyer, his lawyer, when he said then there was revolt,
Yeah.
and apparently she started crying.
If you go to New York Times has the latest update. Yeah, I got it.
Wow.
This is not what I expected from them. Between the video, the moving papers about she's a liar, the 12-minute video. What the hell?
And this speaking engagement?
On the speaking engagement. Oh my God.
People are asking.
I'm sorry.
who
What?
cried.
I'm sorry, I missed
The his lawyer.
I missed the context.
According to the New York.
Why is she crying?
I can't even explain it. She's going through his life, and then she says, and then there was revolt, and she started sobbing. Maybe we don't have the full context.
What is Nicole Westmoreland's
I don't understand.
connection to? Wait, Nicole Westmoreland is the attorney. Let me look this up. Hang on a second.
Have you ever seen
This is
a
why she
lawyer
might be sobbing.
cry
Hang on.
in court?
Well, today's October 3rd.
Yeah.
That's the anniversary of the O.J. Simpson verdict. Next question.
Everyone is putting on a performance.
But you got to put, look, being a litigator or a defense lawyer, prosecutor, it is a performance. You are performing. You are trying to move a jury, move a judge, and you are performing. But there's good performances and there's bad performances. And this, I don't know, this whole thing today, it's just like, I mean, I got to tell you, this video, this 12-minute video,
They're asking what that is.
It's, oh, guys, it's this sappy, kissing his little kids, giving a graduation speech, doing his charity work, which is all fine and good, but it's this slick.
The messages from his kid, like.
Yeah, it's you're my inspiration. You've been kind. And I get it, and I understand why they're saying you don't paint him out to be a monster all the time, because he's not. But it's just so slick that what you think is they're trying to make you forget the other stuff. And that may not be true, but it's so slickly produced that I'm just wondering, why didn't they call some of these people just on the stand to say it? Or just to, stand there in the courtroom and say those things in an authentic way, but it's produced like Netflix. I mean, you would expect credits at the end. And I just don't see that as landing well with the judge. I just don't.
You don't think, somebody asked.
It made us, Charles and I were just looking at it, just saying, oh God, it was yuck.
And that's what our chat voted on as well.
Yeah.
That it was. Is this bigger than the OJ verdict?
No.
No?
No.
God, no.
No.
Remember, this is
And the
not
crimes
This is
are-
this is not even a verdict. This is a sentence.
Sentencing. Okay.
And the OJ, no, it's not even in the same universe. I mean, you got to remember, in OJ Simpson,
Liam Mike down.
people were not only interested, they were so invested because they watched it on TV. You didn't see anything here. See artist drawings, but no, it's not even close to OJ. Nothing, not even in the universe. I want to hear how they address the speaking engagement. I mean, that is crazy. That is crazy. I mean, you think about the judge. I've told Charles this before, but there's a phrase that I learned from a case that I read in law school that I just have never forgotten, by this judge named McReynolds, who was on the U.S. Supreme Court, and he was a terrible judge. But he said this one thing that was really good. He said, an amorphous dummy, unspotted by human emotion, is an becoming receptacle for judicial power. And what that means is you don't want judges who don't feel emotion. You don't want judges who are just kind of stoic and, you know, they're not moved by human feelings. You want judges to feel. That doesn't mean they're necessarily prejudiced against one side or another, but you want them to have emotion. You don't want them not to. I mean, that's what he was saying. So this judge, if he does have emotion, and I'm sure he does, you know, how is he going to feel like Diddy is treating him like a patsy, saying, he's just going to release me today, you know, ahead of time. So I'm just going to book a speech. I'm so confident he's going to treat me like a patsy.
It makes it seem like Diddy, somebody has convinced him, the fact that you were acquitted on sex trafficking, RICO, the more serious charges.
These other
This is just
charges.
It's not like you take it seriously until the sentence comes down. Everything you do, every reaction, every speaking engagement that you book will have an impact, could have an impact.
I'll go one further. He sends this letter. I'm a broken to myself. I replay the Cassie video every night. I can't believe I did what I did.
However, I do need to get to a speaking engagement next week.
Exactly. It just makes all the other stuff seem like bullshit.
Yeah.
It makes it all look like bullshit.
It makes it clear that I mean, you're right, that it is all theater to some extent, but you have to play the role. And now you've been exposed.
Right. He's now gone from Broadway to dinner theater.
His defense attorneys haven't even addressed it yet. You know, they're on.
I mean, they're going to have to.
Or maybe they can't.
Maybe they can't because it's true.
Right.
You know, I mean, why didn't they at least deny it?
Well,
I mean,
they're
you know,
attorneys.
Right. I mean, I'm thinking it's probably true.
Oh, God. But you see what I mean? It's like he's trying to show remorse. And the judge said at the beginning, you've shown no remorse for violating the Mann Act. So the judge is already thinking that. And then he's looking at this letter saying how remorseful he is about the violence and everything else, which the judge is now going to consider. And he's booking a speaking engagement. So how seriously is he taking this if he thinks this is going to be a wrist slap?
I mean, look, let's be honest. There are people who have made it seem like the Mann Act is no big deal, and he got convicted of the Mann Act, so what? And the Mann Act is a racist law, which I agree, when it was enacted, that's absolutely what it was. Maybe it even is still. But you can't keep downplaying it and not think that that's going to seep into his head, right? If everyone is just going like, hey, you got off on the big side, and it's just Mann Act, no big deal. Of course he's going to think he's going to get a slap on the wrist. Well, and especially in light of what you said, that he has gotten off with all these things in the past. So he thinks this is following the same pattern that, oh, well, they're just going to,
I think if this is true about the speaking engagement,
at the very least,
devastating for him.
At the very least, someone should have been impressing upon him, you could get 20 years.
He's not.
And of course, I got it. But at least make him clear that that is the way the law works, that you could. And then it also should have been clear to him when the prosecutors asked for 11 years that you could get something close to that. And instead of what it seems like he did was focus on what his team suggested, which was that he get, what, 14 months?
Basically,
on top of what he's already served. Or no, they wanted 14 months.
So we get
head, gets off on these things. So
at the beginning of the live stream that we did at 7 in the morning in LA, I said that almost nothing will change the judge's opinion. He's coming out with, he knows what he's going to do.
Right.
And it's got to be something really big to change it.
A lot of big stuff has happened.
I got to say, if I were the judge, and who am I to say it, but if I were the judge, and I'm taking this case seriously, and I find out that the guy I'm sentencing is trying to tell me he's remorseful and behind my back has booked a speaking engagement next week, and I planned on giving him 5 years, 3 months, I'd give him 6 years. I change it.
You definitely round up.
I would change it.
You definitely round up.
I would round up.
At the very least,
I would round up.
That fact is a roundup.
And
it may be more.
To me, it would be, you've just proven you're a liar. Self-reflection and all this other stuff that you are just and self-reflection and all this other stuff that you are just treating this like, yeah, I mean, let me out.
People, it's the same thing that this is something Diddy would do. He's a narcissist. That he hasn't learned. He hasn't learned from what the whole.
Maybe he is a narcissist, but play it smart, dude. I mean, play it smart.
Right. Is this showing? He's shown no remorse? So from what we've seen today, or do you think that he's?
Well, he's not said anything today. I mean, what's come again? This speaking thing to me is insane. Again, if it's true, I mean, we haven't heard the defense address it yet. But it's weird that the prosecutors would stick their neck out and say something like that if they didn't have something. If that's true, it's insane.
Sorry, it's just a lot of narcissist talk, and they're not surprising.
I want to hear what they're saying.
The audacity to schedule an interview next week or speaking engagement next week is very telling. It's all about him, zero remorse. What goes around comes around, karma, period. I think that was stupid on his part, making dates to speak, narcissist and not smart. That is the point. Harvey, have you ever considered being a judge?
No. This is crazy. I cannot believe it.
Jim, mic down.
What? I gotta take a call. Okay. Liam, anything?
I don't know if my mic's still down.
Yeah, no, you're up.
Might be up. Okay. So I just got off the phone with someone who's in one of the overflow rooms. First off, there are multiple overflow rooms. I'm told they're all packed, like super packed, like everyone's in here today. She confirmed the part about sobbing. She would classify what Westmoreland did as
But why?
sobbing.
I mean, what triggered it?
I don't get the context.
I don't either.
So she's.
Why would revolt make her sob?
She said in general she's talking about all that Diddy has done to help the black community, music community, fashion community, and while she's talking about all the good he's done for all she starts to cry. The person inside the overflow room, not sure about what this did, if the judge emoted anything, but people in the courtroom are definitely wiping eyes. There's a sniff, crying. She said even Quincy, one of
his sons, yeah.
Yes, exactly, appeared to be wiping something from their eye. Wouldn't say it's a tear necessarily, but during all this, you're seeing multiple people wiping their eyes. You're hearing a lot of sniffling.
Okay, I mean, maybe it's emotional.
I mean, yeah, maybe it's just the family getting upset, and she's in it also. But I mean, to me, what they're upset about is hearing all the good he did, and look where he is now, and where he's most likely going, and for how long. That's a good reason to cry.
Something else we were told while Driscoll was speaking before Westmoreland is that he read a text from another Mann Act. First of all, said I've the paperwork for like 300 different Mann Acts, and this is a completely different, I guess, different.
That his conviction on the Mann Act
is very different from all
these other cases.
You read a text from one of those other cases that apparently was very vile.
I saw that.
You saw that. People in the overflow rooms were gasping while this stuff was being read. And then once he was done reading the text, he challenged the government to find something that's even remotely similar from what Diddy
Yeah, I mean,
texted.
this had to do, there was some real vile language in it. And also, you know, the guy made money, $1.4 million, and Diddy didn't. Yeah, but.
They're talking, that was the case where the person was clearly a pimp, right?
Yeah. And
which was not at all what Diddy was.
But the thing is.
So is that one of the cases that the government used as a.
They used it to show that the sentencing range was much wider than the defense said.
Right.
And the defense is saying it's much narrower because there aren't those elements.
That's fair.
But what the judge is saying, I'm going to consider violence. I'm going to consider coercion. I'm consider all of that stuff. So I think this is an uphill climb for the defense. I really do. And boy, if there's ever like, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. And by the judge has to be concerned about one thing. The judge does not want to be reversed on appeal. So if the judge screws up on the sentencing guideline, the appellate court can remand the case for resentencing.
Yeah, I mean,
because you know, the judge has to follow it appropriately. So this judge can't do just whatever he wants to do. He's got to make sure that he's using the relevant sentencing guideline. So what the defense is doing right now, even if they don't convince the judge, is to preserve their right on appeal to say the judge considered the wrong sentencing guideline using a that doesn't apply here. So that's what they're doing right now.
So Diddy's a celebrity time, but is he really going to serve with the population, or is he going to be in a posh, comfy jail?
Well, listen to the Two Angry Men podcast today, because I'm going to get into that with
you love with Wix. For your words, create.
Likely not be, he will not be in a maximum security and may well be in minimum security. But there are still gang members in that. There are people who've committed violent crimes there. So that's going to be an interesting one we're going to get into. Go on.
Sean Combs has a lot of nerve to be booking anything. The nerve, the audacity.
It's breathtaking, if that's true.
Correction, he did some really bad things, and despite probably doing more good in his life, the bad things now outweigh the good. This is the same for everyone.
It may not outweigh the good. It may or may not. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, he's not being prosecuted as a human being. He's being prosecuted or was prosecuted for specific acts. And it doesn't matter about all the good. I suppose it does in sentencing, but you can't say the good outweighing the bad. I mean, that's usually the, I guess, I was going to say that's usually the case.
Are you talking about sentencing, or are you talking about in the balance of your life? Like,
right. I mean,
all that matters today is the sentencing. Yeah, over the course of his life.
They can look at his life. I mean, they will look at his life. I mean, they're going to look at it, but they're also going to look. There was plenty.
But I don't see how looking at the course of his life. There are people who commit murders who did wonderful things with their life before.
I understand.
But that doesn't matter. That's not what you're standing trial for.
I'll give you an example. Somebody is prosecuted for manslaughter. Huh? Okay.
Quincy's talking.
Invited Brian Steele to speak. Steele says we wanted
Brian Steele is the lawyer for
another Diddy lawyer.
Diddy.
Yes. Steele says we wanted his children to come up, then show the video. Judge says please come forward. The last line so far: "My name is Quincy Brown. He's my father."
Well,
Wow.
It feels like they're
just introducing.
No,
Right.
but it feels like this is the end of the defense case because this is what they do: is end on the video. I
Yeah.
mean,
It was
They're
said
gonna
yesterday
end
that
on that
four
video?
wanted to speak.
I
We'll see.
agree with you. It's a terrible video, but they clearly think it's not. And you know, if this is a theatrical performance, you end on that.
So the kids come up.
You end on that. The kids come up, and then you end on the video.
Such a great dad, and they show the
You end on the
kid
video.
photos. You feel sorry for them.
All right.
If Diddy does decide to speak, it'll be right after the video.
Right.
Would it be in his best interest to speak or not to speak?
And also, they gotta address the speaking.
I know.
mean, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't.
Maybe they
can't.
can't.
Maybe they can't.
Yeah. Am I in
Which
your,
will say
lane?
a lot. Which will say a lot to the judge.
Wow.
His life is not over. He could still do something good with his life.
Of course.
Oh, it's true.
Of course.
There was a guy named Michael Milken, is a guy, who served a lot of times for securities fraud and all sorts of things. Gosh, back in the 80s. And he's been out for a long time, has gone on to be one of the most charitable people in LA, in the country, and has created these foundations, the Milken Foundation. So
let's, and I know we've been tearing apart this video. Maybe that's the best spin on it, right? That, yes, he is a bad person who's done these bad things and he's going to be convicted. We just want to remind you, Judge, that he does have a capacity to do good, and he will when he gets out, which was really the point of his letter, was that I'm a changed man, and that this experience has changed me, and that it could, jail either kills you or changes you, and I've chosen to live, that I'm going to go on to do good things. So don't put me away for too long. Do what you have to do. But I just want to remind you that I have the capacity to do good.
what does the speaking engagement do to that?
I was trying to do good as quickly as I could. There's no spin on that. There's no spin doctor in the world who can try to say that that was a good thing.
Oh my God.
So we did ask again, now that we've gotten more updates, how long is he going to be sentenced for? The 4 years, 5 to 9, or over 10? We're back down to 42% say only 0 to 4 years.
I think you're wrong.
42% still say
42%.
0 to 4.
38% say 5 to 9. 20% say over 10.
No, he's not going to get over 10. And
I actually, I know you're saying he's not going to get over 10. Would you be really shocked if he did get 10?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not sure I would be.
Now I'm thinking 6-ish. Ish. Just ish.
Yeah, maybe with the speaking engagement, he's trying to show that he's serious about his intentions.
Nope.
Nope.
Nice try. We have an interview at 10.
Can't stop this live stream. We just cannot.
No, it's part of the live stream. It's part of our show.
No, I know, but we got to play this verdict out. We can't.
I mean, we got to shoot something. Because the show, at some point, we're going to shoot the A block as late as possible.
You guys interested in Taylor Swift? You guys interested in Taylor Swift?
Give it about 15 seconds and we'll get the comment.
Our guest is Olivia.
I mean, you're just giving them this opening.
I mean, but Quincy's speaking as a father.
Right, as a do as I say, not as I do situation.
Certainly.
I'm just saying, is that the way you want to go when you're
he's
at the mercy of a judge?
He's there testifying to his character, right? That's it. He's a character witness.
These people get edited. All the witnesses get edited by both sides. What are you going to say? How are you going to say it? And
so he should leave out anything that has to do with women.
Well, not women, but when you say he told me to treat women like a queen, that's a rough statement when you have seen the Cassie video.
Right. Well, they're not being cross-examined. Like, no, they certainly wouldn't do that in a trial because...
It's not about them. It's what the prosecution can say when they stand back up. Your Honor, look at this Cassie video. Does she look like she's being treated like a queen? She's being treated,
But at a point,
Your
that
Honor,
feels like you're
human garbage
retrying.
by one Sean Diddy Combs. I mean, that's the response.
Someone said not a very smart comment, but what do you expect? It's his son.
Well, I'm just saying these things.
The kids aren't going to say anything about their
It
dad.
gives
They
the
don't want to see
prosecution
that.
a Mack truck opening.
I see where. I see.
Yeah. Sound up.
Jesse Combs spoke about the death of her mom, Kim Porter, crying while talking. I remember my dad sitting us down. It helped me survive when I just wanted my mom. Then Chance spoke, said her father has changed. He speaks with a clear mind. And Delilah spoke, is talking right now about their 2-year-old sister. Can't grow up fatherless. That's the latest.
So, one of the underlying themes of the defense is that Diddy was a major drug addict / alcoholic, and that until he got to prison, he was in that cloud for many, many years, and that now he is sober and sees things differently and feels that remorse, and that is a point.
There's a point. I wonder if does the judge look at that and go, I mean, look, people can only do what they can do, but you could also look at that and say, well, of course he's sober now because you can't readily get all the things he was having. You can't get booze and those drugs and I mean, you can get some.
See, that's why, if this is true about the speaking engagement, it's like
Diddy was high on his own supply when they arrested Diddy in the lobby of the hotel. Okay? So, like they just said, Diddy's only sober because Diddy's in jail.
How serious is he about anything here? If he's going to, oh yeah, I'm sure I'm going to get out and I'll start speaking next week. If he's not serious about that, is he serious about sobriety?
As he said.
I mean, you start questioning
as serious
everything.
as he says, right?
Right. You just start questioning everything.
And I see what
All of a sudden he is reformed. Bullshit. He will go back to his ways soon as soon as he's released. He knows this is serious. He's fighting for his life. He probably doesn't even know what to do. No sympathy.
Can I stop you?
Yes.
He knows this is serious. Does he know it's serious if he's booking a speaking engagement next week?
Well, it was like the previous comment that we had a few minutes ago. Maybe he was doing it with good intentions to show that he is reformed.
That makes no sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Oh, there's playing the video?
No.
Oh.
There's 12
Your
minutes.
Honor,
Hey, come here for a
yeah.
minute, Corey. Let me just show you a little of this video. Here, don't come over to my computer quite yet. Let me pull this up.
I've got it right here if you want it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Well, here's the advantage of doing it here. I can sit.
It's honest.
Okay, come here. This is a little of it.
What are you giving to the world? I don't think you know, man.
By the way, putting music on it, I don't think helps.
Know that you mean something to
No.
Know that you mean something to people, like you live somewhere in people's heart.
Thank you. You hear it? This country and this world we live in may have plans for y'all. I didn't listen to that, and I don't want y'all to listen to it either. And I'm happy to say this is our 3rd school we have opened. This official. When we come together as a people, nothing can stop us. What I want to do with my freedom is, make sure.
Oh, with Diddy's ass, y'all. People got shit to do.
Will
Ugh.
the world.
Ugh. So I'm not gonna be here forever. Let me see when the expected verdict is supposed to come.
I got something for you. Remember I told you I had a present for you? Yeah.
I ain't that pretty. Oh.
Thanks for watching. Remember to show your support by liking, subscribing, and sharing. It's a blessing. Keep your teacups filled and ready for my next upload. Until then, stay inspired and remember, always stay dipping.